Hello, this is Lakshmi Iyer with Sitare TV. Namaste. We are on the final leg of Tiecon 2024 at the Santa Clara Convention Center. We have the Gen AI track going on right now, and we are here to have an interesting conversation about AI with SANJEEV Bode. He works at Infosys,
That's right.
and he's here to dispel some common myths and tell us more about AI. So tell us how you have leveraged AI in your personal and professional life.
Sure. Thanks, Lakshmi, and glad to be on this conversation again with Sitare TV. I was there last year at the Thai conference when I think AI was just in its infancy. This year, I see completely a pivot in terms of being AI first. To address your question, I think, came into our lives through ChatGPT, November 2022. It's been around 18 months. It's still a baby, but the transformational effect it has had on both my professional and personal life, right? I can say, leveraging this, the productivity has improved so much that I'm living 26 hours in a 24-hour day because it enables me to do stuff which was unimaginable even a year ago. So I'll give you one example. When I start, at Infosys, we use Copilot, Microsoft Copilot. When you start the day, just like an admin or even a president of United States gets a briefing, it analyzes all your emails, your calendar, and says, Mr. Bode, you have a meeting coming up in the afternoon. Would you like me to help you prepare for this? You say yes, and it'll start helping you saying, this is the prospect, this is the company, this is who you're talking to. It'll check your mails to see if you've already done some research, that kind of stuff, right? So that's just one example. Other examples, if you want to study, say, the 10K report of a company, you want to do an analysis of the quarterly results, it can be done in a minute. Now, there is good and bad sides. The model still hallucinates, or it at least tends to hallucinate. And second is the information security, because you don't want your data from your customers or your own data to be leaking onto the internet. But again, as I said, it's a baby right now. Once it matures, you can see magic happening.
So you mentioned about attending Tiecon last year. What changes do you see and how has the AI landscape evolved? Can you tell us something about your experience this year specifically?
Sure. Wow, as I said, last year AI probably was an afterthought. I think they last minute kind of fitted it in. This year, everywhere you see it's AI first. Now, a couple of sessions. Of course, it started off with Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA himself. And if you look at the kind of things he was talking about, I mean, you are at the cusp of unprecedented power in humanity. What I mean by that, his Blackwell chip which he launched, I mean, forget about Moore's law saying we are going to double the number of microtransistors. That one chip has 208 billion microtransistors embedded on that. That's unprecedented power. Now you can process complex biological stuff, things about proteins, things about how drug research can be accelerated. So it's an amazing thing for humanity that today we will be able to unlock how the human body works, unlock the interactions between biology and other fields to find solutions, to accelerate drug research. In fact, some of the healthcare in AI, I think some of these sessions were spot on. They were talking about very simple things in the US medical system where a doctor, after you visit them, him or her, has to sit down and document a lot of things about the visit. And this is where it's called pajama time. They have to sit down and write down and document, and that takes time away from valuable research which they could be doing, valuable time to sit and think and analyze and connect to see how we can solve these problems. And AI can instantly do it. Now, there are regulatory issues and stumbling blocks, but very soon we'll overcome these. And the ability of AI now to help doctors ingest these articles, these documents which they need to read, the research, analyze it, give it in bite-sized information. You can dissect that data the way you want. You can even tell the data, hey, I didn't understand it. Can you help me understand if I'm a 20-year-old, I'm a 15-year-old, I'm a 5-year-old? It can decipher complex concepts in very simple words for you.
I have my own personal experience with the digesting of information using AI systems. Sometimes I find that it's a hit and miss. Is there any existing QA or some framework to ensure that the AI meets some baseline standards?
So again, as I said, it's in its infancy. It's learning. And one beautiful thing about these models is as they learn, unlike humans, they never forget. Unlike humans, they don't need to sleep. Unlike humans, they can talk to any computer system across the world and learn from each other. I would say it's improving. Is there like a QA system? I would say not yet. But as the language models increase in size and complexity, and as we start feeding, I think millions of data points all of us are feeding into it, it starts learning what is right, what is wrong, what it said was not the right thing. So it's still in its learning stages. A day will come. Right now, is there a foolproof mechanism? Not yet, but it'll get there. It's just 18 months. Give it some more time, right?
Yeah, I think so. There was this keynote that I attended by the CEO of Micron.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was talking about the disadvantages, and one of the things, and which I have been talking to about with my friends too, that there is a risk of diminishing human creativity and the intuition, like the doctor's intuition. If you have AI do everything, where does human intuition come into play? Any thoughts?
Yes, I was also in that session. He even spoke about AGI and stuff like that. I think with any technology, yes, there is always this fear that it could overtake. Like when computers came, we thought, none of us would have jobs and everything will be done by computers. Now, this one is different though. This one can think for itself, but where we are after, while ChatGPT launched it into our world with the kind of easy to use interface, AI has been around for a couple of years, in fact, a couple of decades now. However, it's making rapid progress right now. It is doing wonderful stuff in terms of how human thinking, human creativity can be done. In fact, if you refer to Sora or something like that, the whole of Hollywood is wondering now that you can actually make a movie with just a text prompt. However, I think as humans, we have this unique ability that we'll find a way to evolve from there. What we will start doing is giving the lower end tasks to AI models while we start enhancing from there. Today, we are still the master. Maybe a day will come when the AI will become the master. Till that time, the party is on.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev. You've been a really immense resource for understanding AI better. Thank you so much. A pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. And I have one last thing, because a lot of people ask me this, saying, how should we respond to AI? It's all around, right?
Yeah.
And they're very scared. A lot of people in my team are scared that AI will take my job. I tell them only one thing. Look, AI will not take your job. But someone who knows better than you to use AI will definitely take your job. So you better start learning AI before the other person does.
That is so true. And that's a takeaway that all of us can have.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.